Jai Shri Ram. Hello guys, I am Yash Avasthi and just to give you a background of this video is just to tell what lies in the womb of future when it comes to the scope of COVID-19 in this world biggest democracy India and three of its worst hit states, that is Maharashtra, Gujarat and Delhi. So it's a kind of mathematical prediction and analytical interpretation of the scope of COVID-19, and I guess that this video shall be able to tell you up till when COVID-19 will last, and that shall be on the basis of proof. Just to give you a little background of myself, I am working as a head data scientist in the Indian entity of a Swedish American company, and I am also leading the data science department of one of India's biggest marketing organization. So I have been under many data scientists as well, and many business experts as well, many marketing experts as well, who have been able to take out the best out of me when it comes to the mathematical models. There have been many mathematical models which read the pattern through the data, and then they tell that what kind of delivery shall be there in the future. So these are done basis mathematical models, and this video shall be on the same base. So let me tell you regarding the mathematical prediction and analytical prediction, just to give you a crystal clear view of what uh, this is. So it's a kind of uh, a mathematical model which has equations in it. The equations are filled with data points, that is data, and then that particular mathematical equation mathematically proves that what will happen in future. So this is a proper word to it is analytics, and then in general terms, maybe in a bit in theoretical terms, we can say it as it is a kind of mathematical prediction. So this has a set accuracy in it, that if suppose any output of mathematics say that this is going to happen, then what is the accuracy of it? If the accuracy is suppose 99%, that means that out of 100 times, 99 times 99 out of 100 shall be the accuracy, and you will stand correct 99 times. And also, in fact, you will stand correct 100 of times. It's just that if you are saying 60, it can be 58, it can be 57, the figure can be 59. So that's how the accuracy is given after every interpretation of what it does. And this analytics is playing role in each and every aspect, whether it's business, whether it's marketing, whether it's even sports, whether it's even any type of campaign, whether it's even government policies, whether it's even uh, film productions, because there are always investments, and you need to know what kind of investments give what kind of results. But then in the other sense as well, this reading of data pattern can be done in COVID-19 as well. This mathematical model reads the total number of confirmed cases, total number of recovered cases, total number of deceased cases, and what has been that trend which is going on, and then as per refined average, it gives up the values. So I might tell you what the future of this COVID-19 looks like with mathematical proofs in this video. And the logic which I have used is as simple as ABCD of LKG. The logic is that when the total number of recovered patients plus the total number of deaths become equal to the total number of confirmed cases, it's then the impact of COVID-19 will be at an end, it will cease. And this is the simple logic which has been used. There are many mathematical models which already have been implemented, but according to ICMR, I have that particular thing written. It's ICMR chief, yes. So ICMR chief Dr. Balram Bhargav ji said that there is no mathematical model up till now in India which has predicted correct analysis of when the up till when the COVID-19 factor will last. And the reason behind this is something very special which I got to know after evaluating. When I was evaluating the data, I found that if you are solely working on this logic, where the total number of recovered patients plus the total number of deaths is equal to the total number of confirmed cases. When you use only this logic, it's then you'll not be able to predict the correct outcome, since each and every mathematical model lies on some of the other assumptions. There is some of the other assumptions why when you form matrices and all, but still there is some extra fact which is to be included in this analysis, and that factor is the recovery rate as well, and the recovered patients as well. Because if you are tracking that figure of recovery rate and that recovered patient mark as well, you'll get to know when there will be instances where recovered total number of recovered patients in a single day will be higher than total number of confirmed. If this is the case, that is when the COVID factor will start to dip, since the total number of recovered patients plus total number of deceased cases are higher than the total number of confirmed cases in a single day. It's then the things will start to dip. And but up till now, this video is being made on in the evening of 28th July. There has not been any specific trend as per the data that the total number of recovered patients in a day plus the total number of deceased cases in a day have been more than total number of confirmed cases. And if this particular factor is not happening, you cannot imagine any mathematical model to predict the future of COVID-19 just on the sole logic that total number of recovered patients plus total number of disease cases might be equal to total number of confirmed cases, since mathematical model will never be able to predict when that particular total number of recovered cases plus total disease cases will overcome total number of confirmed cases in a single day. And if that particular thing has not happened up till now, that means you are not keeping a track of it while evaluating, and that is why the result are 90% on assumptions, seeing how much time will it take. It's a kind of guessing then, which comes heavily over the mathematical proof. But here what I have done is I have taken the recovered patients into consideration and have tracked at which point the recovered patients in a single day and the total plus the total disease cases in a single day will be more than confirmed cases of that particular day. If that takes place, it's then the trend will be down. We'll see that we are coping up. The tables are turning on, and we might see a glowing sun after it. We might be able to overcome this pandemic. It's then the bell will ring where we will turn towards positivity. This is the sole logic of it, which has been used with the basic factor that yes, total recovered cases plus total disease cases, it should be equal to total confirmed cases for this. And yes, yes, so the curves have also been seen where when the curve gets flattened, if it's the death curve, if it's the recovered cases curve, or if it's the total number of confirmed cases curve, when it gets flattened, the government models which have been made said that the peak will be at July. Some said that the pandemic factor can get over by May or June 2020, but then those things never proved to be correct, and the reason have been explained to you all. This is quite an important thing, a basic thing, but then a very important thing to be included as part of COVID-19 analysis. So, as I told you before, telling you a particular result of what were the particular figures in India and all, and its worst hit states, I want to be precise with what is a mathematical model and what were the proofs which were applied, so that people listening to it have that handwritten proof that okay, if this particular outcome has come, it has some mathematical proof to it. So that has a kind of accuracy, I told you, that has an error as well. Error in the sense it's a kind of opposite to accuracy. So if the error is 0.02, 0.01, it's then the values have been taken into consideration. So we can be precise on the values, and the theoretical or the surface layer of mathematics involved in it is that it's a kind of equation with the dependent variables and the independent variable into consideration. This is what goes on behind the curtains. So for India, let's start with India. So the data which have been evaluated, and the data have been sorted through various factors, and various mediums as well. So the data of total number of confirmed cases uh, day wise, and total number of recovered cases day wise, total number of deceased cases day wise for India Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Delhi. So these are the cases. The figures have been taken with the help of the government records for sure. So it has been taken through Arogya Setu, and it has that app has particular day-wise detail. But then other mediums as well have been used, because the Google tracker as well has been used. With the Google tracker, Statista has also been used to be precise with the values, and then regular assumptions at equal points have been taken, so that we might be uh, leveled with the mathematical equations which are involved into this. And the data which has been taken up till 19th of June 10 a.m. So all the analysis which have been done has been done by taking the data into consideration up till 19 June 2020. And then what that particular, so now this is a kind of a strategic and an X factor which should be used in COVID-19 analysis, and that is, you cannot solely relax and lie on the mathematical interpretation what came out. It's just that you need to compare that mathematical prediction with the way COVID-19 has reacted in India, to so that you might be able to capture that nature of what the things were at that specific time. So the data has been evaluated up till 19th of June 10 a.m., and that data has been compared up till 27th July. So what was my outcome? What is the real outcome which came out after 10 days? What was my mathematical outcome which came 10 days back? What is the difference between them? What kind of volatility, or you may say the standard deviation which occurs? And then I have come to a precise mean value which tells you that okay, this has been the case. And since and up till if you cannot compare the mathematical outputs with the real world outputs which have come in real sense, you are not taking that consideration of the volatility factor which arises in those mathematical models. And this can also be the reason why mathematical models have not been correct to that extent where it should have been. So I have taken the data up till 19th June 10 a.m., and then that data has been compared up till 27th July 2020, where I have seen how my mathematical outputs have reacted to the data of the next 10 days, 20 days, and 30 days, and then what changes have to be made to come to a precise mean value or the average value. So this capture every type of jump and all. And so means this analytics is very much necessary at this point of time. The reason is because it's being said that the virus has already mutated into 10 forms. You never know which vaccine will work, or if the vaccine would work, whether it would work for all those 10 forms or not. And to a people of 7.6 billion population in the world, whether that vaccine can be manufactured or not, how much time will it take to be manufactured, once it gets manufactured, how will it be transported to those people which are 7.6 billion in quantity. So these are many factors which are involved, and hence you should be precise enough up till when these things will last, reading the data, reading the data pattern and the strategical pattern which have been involved into the evaluation. And yeah, so uh, it's just that we need to be very much precise with our mathematical models for India as a whole. Let's begin with India as a whole. For India, which is the world's biggest democracy, you are really evaluating a population of 130 crores of people, that is 1.3 billion of people, or maybe more. And then you need to be very much precise with where you are keeping the data, how are you evaluating it. So I have come out with the result which is 97% accurate. 97% accuracy in that mathematical model predicts that from October first week 2020 things will slow down in India. That means that things will slow down in India doesn't mean that we have been at the topmost. Yes, we are still at the topmost, where we will get increment of cases again and again. We are getting cases in 50,000. We might get even cases in 60,000 or maybe 70,000 on daily basis. But then it will be from October first week 2020 that you will see the. So now at present, what is happening? Confirmed cases are this, recovered cases are this. So it's a difference of 1620. Then the other day, confirmed cases are 20, recovered cases are 16. 20, confirmed cases are 20, recovered cases are 15. Confirmed cases are 22, recovered cases are 18. So every day you are seeing that there is still a gap between recovered and confirmed, that is being in that frame of cumulative, and hence situation is getting tougher and tougher, since the gap of the new active cases and the recovered cases is increasing daily. Though the recovery rate is increasing, though the recovered patients are increasing, but that particular gap is increasing on daily basis. So it will be October first week of this present year 2020, when this world biggest democracy will see things turning around. That is the recovered number in a single day plus the deceased cases, unfortunately, shall overpower the total number of confirmed cases in that single day, and it's then we will see the dip in confirmed cases in comparison to the recovered and deceased cases. It's then we'll say that things are turning around, and we have come at the later portion of the circle, where we might return to the same point where we were in February of this present year. And there is a decay effect as well in analytics, which is calculated with the help of the logarithmic and exponential equations in mathematics, and that decay effect tells you up till when that particular thing will decay. So from October first week, you will see things changing in this world biggest democracy, and then after that, with 97% accuracy, the mathematical model predicts that from October 1st up till 22nd of Jan 2021, that decay shall be imposed. So it will start to decay from October first week and up till 22nd January. That is the mean value actually. 22nd January 2021, up till at that position, up till at that point of time, the decay will take time to be comprehensive enough to experience and feel this country to be changed. So from October first week, the decay will start, and it will continue up till 22nd Jan 2021. Yes, and it's not that from 22nd January there will be zero cases in India. Cases will be there. Some will be diagnosed, some will not be diagnosed. There can be independent movers across this country who shall be affected with COVID virus, and then they might not be tested even. So there shall be few cases. There shall be few cases maybe in little quantity. You might get cases maybe in hundreds or maybe in thousands at times, but then that shall be very much less in comparison to the present pandemic and the present crisis which India is facing. And up till 22nd Jan 2021, we shall be able to move around freely, so that freely in the sense with less fear. But then we need to be cautious enough, since that particular factor will take time up till 12th of May 2021 to dip to nullity. So 12th of May 2021 is the date of the cases going to a nullity, and we'll get relaxation from October 2020, and that relaxation will come to effect more comprehensively up till January 22nd, 2021. So this has been the mathematical output of India, and the decay will start from from October first week. It will be much more comprehensive throughout up till January 22nd, and then from January 22nd it will take time up till May 12th, 2021 to be hand to be that can be handled easily, considering the work the government has done in handling 130 crores of population. Now that those figures will be very much lighter in comparison to the present figures, and the government shall be able to handle that properly, and little cautiousness by people shall be an important factor to help that decay up till May 12th, 2021 to a nullity. And by that time, it seems very harsh to tell that India can experience 65.5 to 80 plus lakhs of COVID-19 cases. It is what the mathematical model predicts, and it has predicted it with a great accuracy. Although all the factors, yes, of course, as ICMR chief sir said, that it's not possible to include all the factors into the mathematical model, since in this world biggest democracy you cannot get all the points to incorporate it. But still, the COVID cases for sure in India can see 65.5 lakhs to 80 plus lakhs of cases by the time it dips, and then that figure can even go to 2 crores if we are not taking these things into means into that frame of cautiousness. Because the reason I'm saying this, because if we are this, the data pattern reads what we have done. We have constrained ourselves. There have been lockdown imposed. Government have been, and the government rules have been very much tight on the containment area zones, and this is the particular factor which have helped the figures not to drastically get raised. And this is the pattern up till 27th eve July. Today is 27th July evening. So this is the factor up till when the all the data and all the problems and all the rules and everything has been studied by the mathematical model to come to an outcome. So you can organize a fest and you can see 2 crores of COVID-19 cases in India. If you carry on with a certain speed which have been up till now, we can see 65.5 lakhs to 80 plus lakhs of cases, uh, cumulative confirmed cases in India. But then that can reach even 2 crores, and then that shall be very much um, sad, as then it shall dip into the villages as well, and which will be much more of a vulnerable position to be in. But then the way things are going on, we can see 80 plus 80 lakh 80 lakhs plus cases in India, and we need to take care that the figure should be 80 lakh, should be under 80 lakhs rather than going up. Because if you are organizing a fest, if you are going into the crowd, you get the crowd into the field, you get them open, and then there is no mathematical prediction, since you cannot predict that nature. No one can predict that nature. So the way things are going on, it will be 80 lakh of people getting captured under this virus. And the deaths which India can see, it's very hard to evaluate deaths when you are evaluating. At times you cannot hear about deaths, but then you see evaluating deaths in thousands and lakhs. So India can see the figure of deaths to be up till 1,87,930. That's the mean figure. 1,87,930. 1,87,930 is the figure of total deaths which India can see. And uh, so this mathematical model has predicted all the lockdown periods. It has predicted, the best part is that it has predicted the unlock 1.0 and unlock 2.0 as well. So this is where it was 8th of June, I guess, that unlock procedures were at its very beginning, and they started, and people went out. So the mathematical models which were earlier created could not predict that unlock period where people started to go out, and then they were very much less careful, they were careless while interacting in the crowd. So that particular pattern has been captured in this mathematical model, and I guess that shall help this mathematical model to be much more precise with the values which have come. And we can see 80 plus lakhs of cases in India if we are restricting ourselves and containing ourselves. And yes, so this has been of India. All the permutations, combinations, the mathematical models have been evaluated onto it. And I think that to save the population of India from getting bad to worse, we need to tighten ourselves. It's not only the part of government. Government of India is doing its task. It's just that you need to be careful. The Prime Minister of India will never come to your house to tie a mask onto your face. It will be you who will be responsible for you and your family. You will have to wear mask when you are going outside. There's no need to touch your face with hands, and you have to take care of such things. And the recovery rate is sure on peak. That's because we Indians are very high on immunity, and the people who are high on immunity are being able to survive this pandemic. And I guess that the recovered the today, as per 27th July, I might see the date. It's 28th Eve, 28th July Eve when this video is being recorded. So today, the news was that Delhi has seen the recovery rate to be 88%, and then India's recovery rate is going to be 64%. Mathematical model of India says that we can reach 80% of recovered rate. That means the recovered patients can be 80% to what the total confirmed COVID-19 patients have been, and that shall be in a very quick time, maybe in 2 months as well. We can see recovered rate as well going 80% and beyond it, very precisely. And then we shall start with the yes. And regarding the government new policies, the government said that there is a need to be off in isolation for 14 days. Then we got the news that we can be in isolation for 7 days maybe. Then asymptomatic, there's no need to go into institutional isolation. You can be isolated at homes in few states. So these are the government policies which keep on changing. The change has been captured in this mathematical model, but then we don't know about the future government policies. It will only tighten the situation, but then that has to be followed. So then we'll start with the states. One of the worst hit states of India was Maharashtra, and it's and India's economic capital Mumbai. While evaluating Maharashtra, I got the values with 94% accuracy that Maharashtra will also cope up till October. So there can be an increment of recovery rate, there can be an increment of recovery patients on day-to-day basis, but then it's just that when your recovered patients plus deceased cases on daily basis are still less than confirmed, then there's a continuous gap which is being created on every day being passed by. So that means that the recovered patients plus the deceased cases shall be much more greater than confirmed from October, and it's then things will change and things will turn, the tables will turn. And up till then, it's just that we need to reduce that gap of recovered plus deceased and the confirmed cases on daily basis. Once we reduce that gap, once we start getting those days where the recovered patients plus deceased cases are much more than the confirmed new cases in a single day, it's then things will start to improve. And in Maharashtra, it looks that it shall be October, October 2020, when these things shall be witnessed by our eyes. And by that time, from October, it will definitely start to decay. And by that time, Maharashtra can see more than 8 lakhs of cases, confirmed COVID-19 cases. That's what has been proved mathematically with 94% accuracy. So that means that it will see 8 lakhs plus cases whatever you do. So the current strategies which you are involving, you can be a bit more relaxed, since the situation was much more dangerous 10 days back. But then still that gap of confirmed plus confirmed and recovered and deceased is still a huge factor which plays on. And we can see 8 lakhs plus cases, COVID confirmed cases in Maharashtra as well, and that shall dip if we are tightening ourselves, and that shall increase if we are going into the crowd with carelessness. We cannot capture your mentality in mathematical model, because if your mental status says that you need to go out, you need to break all your rules, you need to harm yourself and your family, then that particular thing cannot be captured in mathematical model. So it's up to you. You have to decide that you need to work in a country which is COVID-19 free, or you need to still be at that risk and at that fear factor. Do you need to live with that fear? If not, then you need to take care of yourself and be careful while going out. And then the mean date, it will start decay from it will start decaying from October first week, uh, but then up till the decay will go up till January 23rd 2021. So by the time it decays, the cases can be 16,16,942 in Maharashtra. By the time it decays from October 2020 up till 23rd of Jan 2021, which is the mean value, you can see the cases to the COVID cumulative cases to rise up till 16,16,942, and the cumulative deaths by that time in Maharashtra shall be 44,520. I pray to Lordship that the figure shall be less than what I am saying, but the mathematical model with the current situation going on is showing me the figure of 44,520, and it's difficult to tell such things. So this was for Maharashtra. And for Delhi, Delhi has also felt most of the heat of due to COVID-19. And while evaluating the peak, so peak in the sense, there are two senses of peak. One is where we start getting recovered cases plus disease cases much more than confirmed. It's then one sense of peak gets filled. one gap gets filled. The other sense of peak is that we don't get huge number of cases in a certain day. So if we are getting cases maybe 10,000 or 8,000 or 6,000 in a single day, that shall be 2,000 or maybe 1,500. That is another sense of using that word peak. And I guess that that particular second sense of peak, where you are not getting huge number of cases in Delhi, is over. So you cannot see that dangerous peak where you are getting very superficial cumulative cases or daily cases of COVID-19 confirmed cases in Delhi. You are not seeing that. So that particular peak is over in Delhi, and with 92% accuracy, I can actually bet with all my values, which I am saying that these things are telling you the correct things which are going on. And with 92% accuracy, for sure, it's evident that the peak in Delhi is over. The peak in the second sense, that means you are not getting huge number of cases on daily basis, which you were getting up till now. And the mean value which I got was there for Delhi. It was 27th September 2020. It's then the tables will turn and you will see the recovered patients, the figure of recovered patients and deceased patients overpowering the figure of confirmed cases on daily basis. And when that starts to happen, it's just that you are suppressing the total number of confirmed cases. And that shall start up that shall start from 27th September 2020 in Delhi. And by that time, Delhi can see total confirmed COVID cases up till 2,55,643. So it's 255,643, and the total number of confirmed cases which Delhi can see. And the deaths can be 8,219. So that's a bit vulnerable to say, but this is what mathematical model says, and it's quite hard to even speak verbally in this figure. And then it's just that the peak, that the diminishing of that particular figure might start from 27 September and to decay, and to get that decay into emphatic position, the time which it will take will be up till January 2021. So by that time, uh, the decay shall the decay in the sense, the effect, the recovered patient figure plus the deceased cases on daily basis can overpower total number of confirmed cases. It will overpower total number of confirmed cases from 27 September 2020, and that shall come into emphatic manner up till January 2021. So up till January 2021, the total number of cases which Delhi can see, the decay factor will take time. The decay will not be a 2 days task or maybe a 3 days task. That will take months. And when it will decay up till Jan 2021, and the total number of confirmed cases which Delhi can see will be 4,52,034. So that's 452,034. That's the mean figure which came out. And the total number of deaths can be 14,281 in Delhi up till when it decays. This is what the mathematical model says. And um, when you see news and all, you see that for each chief minister of the state, each the health ministry of India, they are keeping analysts and data scientists to predict this model. You might see a classic example of uh, Punjab as well, where the chief minister was evaluating, and in the beginning, since it was very beginning, the mathematical model could not grasp each and everything. The mathematical model which came out as he was saying verbally, so that might have some mathematical proof at the back of the curtain which was not evident to the viewers. But then the chief minister of Punjab said that 80% to 90% of the population of India can become a victim of COVID-19. That's what the figure was. So each and every chief minister, and the prime minister and the health ministry, the health minister, home minister, everyone is taking the records of this analytics and mathematical predictions to come to a certain output when things will turn on. It's just that since it takes time to evaluate, I was doing all these calculations alone. So that was a blessing in disguise, since taking time helped me to evaluate all the things which were there. And there shall be, well, coming on to the Delhi cases. So as I told you, up till Jan 2021, these mathematical models have predicted many factors up till now. And up till Jan 2021, the confirmed cases can be 4,52,034, 452,034. That's the mean value, and the deaths can be 14,281. But then there shall be few cases even after its fate. So it's not that when the cases will dip, there shall be zero cases as well. I have. It's not only me. People who are way far from mathematics also know that there's a second layer of COVID-19 which comes, there's a third layer of COVID-19 which comes, there can be fourth layer of COVID-19 which can come. So we are still in the first layer, there's no second layer in India, and we shall pray that we should tighten ourselves that there might not be any second layer of COVID-19 which shall overlap the first layer. And we have seen third layer of COVID in China, where we recently saw 22 new cases in China, and then we need to save ourselves from getting into that second layer or third layer, because then the figures can be much more dramatic and uh, shocking to see. And so it's not that you can get zero figures from Jan 2021. There shall be few figures, and that shall continue up till May 2021, even in the case of Delhi. And Delhi by that time can see close to 20,000 deaths if these things are going on. Because if we are going on at the same pace, Delhi can see close to 20,000 deaths up till May 2021, where there shall be few cases from Jan 2021 to May 2021, and by that time there can be deaths close to this figure. And then coming on to Gujarat, Gujarat, the results were 99% accurate, and with that aspect, and the total figure which came out was that up till 21st October 2020, you are not going to see those recovered patients plus total deceased cases empowering on the total number of confirmed cases in a single day. So it will be 21st October 2020 being the mean value, being the average value, when you will see those figures of recovered patients plus total number of deceased cases overpowering total number of confirmed cases on daily basis. And it will be that particular 21st October 2020 when Gujarat will see a new sun, new glowing sun, in which that would remove all the shadow of COVID-19, not to an effect of 100%, but then to a greater effect. And by that time the cases which Gujarat can see can be close to 1,26,134. That's the mean average value which came out, and the pendulum will swing between this mean value only. So it's 1,126,134, and the death in cumulative can be 8,118 for Gujarat. And after 21st October, as I said, there again shall be a decay, and that the decay shall start from October 21st, but then that will take time, that will take months to get into that emphatic fashion. And then the time which it will take can be up till the end of the December, or maybe in the very beginning of January next year 2021. And on January 1st 2021, it can be it will be completely waved off from Gujarat. We can see COVID-19 cases being rubbed off from Gujarat, and by that time the Gujarat might have witnessed total cumulative confirmed cases of COVID to reach the figure of 1,83,965, and 1,183,965, and the total deaths to be 11,893. So this is what Gujarat can see, and the mathematical pattern, as I said, has been evaluated up till the data which I told you. That's the time span of data which I told you early in the beginning. And it's just that the mathematical model has predicted each and every aspect up till now. So it has the maximum number of aspects have been done. We now know what will happen in Unlock 3.0. We now know what precisely can happen in the opening of strategies and all, in the opening of institutions and all. So this analytics can help people, can help businesses, can help marketing, can help hospitals, can help doctors, can help nurses, can help governments to pave off certain strategies which might save lives and which might uplift this country as a whole. And it's just that we need to tighten ourselves, we need to restrict ourselves, and with that we need to follow government guidelines as well, much more precisely. And government is doing a great job. We could have seen deaths in crores by now. It was correct decision at the correct time. By that time it was 200 plus. No one thought that it could get so drastic at that point of time, but then lockdown imposed, and we are seeing these present figures and the future figures at present. And strictness shall definitely help. We can, whether it's manufacturing of medicines, whether it's making of vaccines, whether it's organizing few rules, whether it's getting strict on containment areas, whether it's uh, dividing the regions based on zones, maybe red or green, or it's anything. You can use the results of these analytics to be much more precise what about the future of COVID-19. And well, these were the figures which lies in the womb of future when it comes to the scope of COVID-19 in this world's biggest democracy, India, and three of its worst hit states, Maharashtra, Delhi, and Gujarat. And Bill Gates, yes, Bill Gates once said that just few days back he said that for a population of 7 billion, 7.6 billion, if there is no vaccine which looks as if that would work, the single dose of that vaccine would work. And even if in at a minimum you require two vaccines, that then that means that you now have to create 15 million dosages of vaccine for the population, and then you need to transport that vaccine. It looks impractical, it looks very difficult, but it's just that we need to protect ourselves. And by that time the best thing is that if we increase our immunity, it won't take much time. If we do those certain steps and all which have been provided by the government of India, how to make kadha and all, how to increase your immunity and all, that would take hardly 20 to 30 days to get your body much more fitter both mentally and physically. And you can balance yourself in that sense. And when your immunity is high, you are much more less prone uh, to is unfortunately to say, to die. And even if you are infected with COVID-19, you can cover up yourself, and you can come out better of it. And this is what is the basic thing which we can do up till we can until we don't get any type of vaccine or medicines. And in this the basic point is who will manufacture these dosages. The dosages can only be manufactured by India, because India is the world biggest democracy, and the country which has the capability to produce anything in billions has only the capability to produce these dosages. The contracts have also been signed, and it's India has to play a major role into it. So these were the analytical perspectives of COVID-19, and I would like you all to share this video as much as possible, to share the analytics as much as possible, the mathematical predictions as much as possible, so that people might turn their techniques or strategies and they might implement them in this fashion only, because then that would help to see future with a great strategical eyes. And actually I've given all my nights of weeks to calculate this, and whole of my weekend to calculate this. And still it's early in the morning at 3:30 or 4. But when you evaluate that, you need fruit, in the sense that each and every person of India might know that up till when COVID-19 will last, and mathematically what is the prediction, how will it last. And when each and every person, if not each and every person, majority of people get to know, it's a kind of fruit to the labor done. And I felt as if I know a certain thing, with God's grace, if I am good at a certain thing, I can improve on that particular thing. It's my particular responsibility to for the nation. It's my duty for the nation to use all my skills and to increase my skills for the development of not only of this nation, but for people in general of the across the globe. And well, so these were the things which you can do. There's no need to panic. It's just that you need to be cautious. You need to follow all those safe measures. And even if it's not that the COVID patients are dying, the recovery rate in India is much more better. Even it's not that you are infected from COVID, that means it's end. you can get better, and there are majority of chances. Believe that you will get better and things will turn out to be in that sense. There is Hindu mythological mantra as well, which is known as Mahamrityunjay Jap. It is exclaimed as Om Hom Om Jum Swaha Bhur Swaha Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukmiv Bandhanan Mrityor Mokshi Mamritat Bhur Swarom Jum Swaha Saha Om Hom. So this is the Mahamrityunjay month, which has a great significance in Indian mythology, and this I shall write that the short form of this Om 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 Jum Sa, only these 4 5 words in the description of my YouTube video in English, and you can maybe whenever you are free you can read that mantra with the faith for 2 3 times, if at a minimum. For that shall take hardly 10 to 15 seconds, and you will get to know that that particular mantra has a great significance to increase your life, to increase your lifespan, and to make your life a bit, not only a bit, much healthier than you are. So it has a great significance, and in this COVID-19 it's not only the human efforts but the divine efforts also which you need to make. So if you can go through this 4 5 words short form of this great mantra as well, you can get that blessings of lordship which has that proof of increasing your lifespan and of making your life much more healthier than what it is today. And to get into the deeper layers of mathematics, if anyone has to understand what mathematics is involved in, if anyone is curious to know much more of the mathematics involved behind this, then I will be much more than happy to tell to them. I shall drop my contact and my email ID as well, maybe in this video only, and in the description as well. So you might satisfy your hunger if you have any type of questions as well for this mathematics. So this was the update of COVID-19, and I would like each and every one of you to like this video. And like is not important, the sharing of this video is important. The reason is that more the shares, more the knowledge you get of COVID-19 analysis, the future of COVID-19 analysis. So please share this video as much as possible, and subscribe the my YouTube channel, which is named as Yash Avasthi. So thank you very much for being a patient listener. I hope that this video shall be the key to unlock many challenges which India is facing. By the time, let's pray that we might overcome this issue pretty much emphatically, and we might stand strong. Definitely, the sun will rise, the sun will glow, and we'll definitely see a new and bright sun in coming future. This should be the faith, and faith brings out the positivity, and that positivity then plays role across the globe. So this is how you need to lead life. You need to be positive in that sense, and there's no need to spread panic. Even if you are, unfortunately, if you became a victim of COVID-19, then there's no end. You can definitely get better, and you can come out as a better person with better health. So thank you for being a patient listener, and I might come up with next video, maybe with a new topic, or maybe with some entertaining topic, or maybe at present, uh, I think that it's all about COVID. So let's keep it up till COVID, and then if there are any queries, or you might feel to ask anything, you might contact me on the contact details, and also can ask questions through comments under this video on YouTube. Thank you. Cheers. Jai Shri Ram.